Alright, hey guys, I've been waiting to make this video for a little bit now. I went and seen the Jurassic World Rebirth movie, and I'm just gonna say right now, if you're a fan of it, you might just want to click off because I'm gonna be sharing my raw opinion on it. So if you don't know me, I'm a big fan of horror movies and the kills and the gore and the graphics in movies. And me personally, this movie just did not sit with me right because it was just boring, and even my mom said this movie could have been packed into 12 minutes and you would have got the same outcome from it. So I'm just gonna be going over why I think this movie is such a flop. So I'm just going to be using clips from the trailer to show you the movie and why it was such a flop, and I'm just going to kind of explain what was going on in this movie that made it so boring. And yes, I know I'm making it sound like the worst movie ever. I still did enjoy watching this movie and I'm glad that I got to experience it in theaters, but I'm just going to be sharing the stuff I disliked about it and my thoughts on it. So this guy right here is Martin Krebs. He was like the boss of this whole operation. He's the one who planned it. But the part that I don't get is how they kill him off out of absolutely fucking nowhere and just leave it at that. And yes, I get it. He is a rich asshole who just does what he wants because he has money. But you'll see what I mean in a few minutes. So for some reason, this guy works at a pharmaceutical place and thinks that getting DNA from the world's largest dinosaur is going to cure heart disease. Don't ask me how, because I don't know. But anyways, he forms a team and he takes them to the island and everything goes wrong, as you'll see from the trailer. But for now, I'm just going to list off everybody that was on the team of people real quick. So the main characters in this movie: Zora Bennett, very beautiful. Henry Loomis, he's pretty smart. I don't know how to say Duncan's last name, but we got Duncan. Then we got Mr. Idiot himself, Martin Krebs, Bobby Atwater. And then we got Nina. She was kind of pointless. I don't understand what her role in the movie was. We got Xavier Dobbs, that's the daughter's boyfriend. We got Leclerc. We got Isabella Delgado, the youngest daughter. We got Teresa Delgado, the oldest daughter. And we have Ruben Delgado, the very strikingly handsome father. So they set off on their journey in this nice boat, battleship, yacht, whatever you want to call it. But then they hear distress signals from Ruben and his daughters and Xavier. They got attacked by some water dinosaur thing. They decide to turn around and pick them up, and then they head to the island. Now, mind you, this is already an hour into the film, and when they landed on shore, they crashed into land and started running from the boat because they were being chased by the water dinosaur. And then Nina just kind of dies. No context to it, she just dies. And everybody gets scared and starts running. And then this part was probably just for some plot. Isabella finds this dinosaur and names it Dolores. I don't know what correlation that has to the film being good, but that was probably the best part of the movie, if I'm being quite honest. The next actual thing that's interesting is they find this raft, and when I'm talking about they, I mean Ruben, Isabella, Teresa, and Xavier. But they run into a massive T-Rex or something when they're getting the raft. It blows up, catches their attention. They get chased by it, almost die, but they get away anyways, so they're fine. And then Henry Loomis and Zora go to get the DNA from the flying dinosaur. And before you call me an idiot, I don't think it's a pterodactyl, but it ends up getting pissed off at them. The reason being is kind of confusing though, because Leclerc is hammering rocks for absolutely no reason. I don't know what the reason is, but he was hammering rocks. It caught the dinosaur's attention, and then it flew into the cave where they were getting DNA from that eggs. And then Leclerc ends up getting swallowed whole by the dinosaur, the flying one. His death was really uncalled for, and the fact that it was so off screen and not interesting at all just completely killed my mood. Like, it was on screen, but not enough for it to really be a good kill. They all end up meeting up in some area, but they go to this gas station and get attacked by some winged but has legs for some reason, hind legs dinosaur that is just looking to kill everybody. They all go their separate ways kind of thing, and they end up meeting at the chopper. But the thing is, the chopper gets bit out of the air by that fat ass ugly dinosaur, so they all run away yet again. It all works out until the final but best kill of the movie for how gruesome it was, but also how confusing it was. Martin gets picked up by this massive D-Rex. Yes, I said it right, D-Rex. That's what they decided to name it. I don't know why. And he gets chomped in half by the D-Rex, and that's the end of Martin. And then Duncan takes the big move of grabbing a flare, ripping it off, and running away, so the dinosaur will follow him. And everybody thinks he died. Spoiler alert, he did not die. He shoots another flare into the air, and they pick him up, and everybody escapes happy. And to sum up the happy ending of the movie, they get the case, they sell it to some history museum or something. Whatever they were talking about in the movie, I don't remember. I was not paying enough attention. Isabella takes home Dolores the dinosaur, I don't know how good of an idea that is. It looks like a triceratops, so it might kill her in the next 5 years, but in general, it was just a really confusing movie. I am gonna kind of copy off of Dead Meat and do a little kill count, judging by who I thought was the best kill and the worst kill. So from my count, there were 4 human kills in this movie and 1 dinosaur kill. Assuming the dinosaur was a boy, it was a 1-to-4 girl to boy ratio pie chart. And James and Janice, I am sorry for using these freeze frames, but I deep dove through all your videos to find this 1-to-4 ratio pie chart. For the lamest kill, I probably have Bobby because he just got ripped off the boat and eaten underwater. It wasn't really anything special. And for the best kill, I'm gonna have to give it to Martin. The way the dinosaur picked him up and chewed him in half, how can you not love that as a horror fan? And for my summary as to why I thought this movie was so boring is the fact that it was 2 hours long and there was almost no plot other than the useless stuff they threw in just to put time onto the movie to try and catch people's interest. But it honestly just didn't work out for me. I would have preferred to watch any other Jurassic Park or Jurassic World movie because I've seen pretty much all of them and I got way more interest and enjoyment out of those ones. But I will say there was definitely suspenseful and funny moments, so I'd say this movie is more or less just a comedy in action. Obviously, Jurassic World isn't really based off being a horror movie because it's just dinosaurs. There's no actual paranormal or abnormal activities going on in the movie. So for my final rating, I'll honestly just give this movie a 4 or a 5. The main thing I would have changed is how much more graphic they could have been. Because come on, you're using dinosaurs in a movie full of dumb people who think that you're gonna cure a heart disease with dinosaur DNA. But the other thing is, it is a PG-13 movie, so I guess you really have to watch what you put in there and how graphic you can really be with it. And I also respect the fact that they were still able to throw in kills considering their whole entire franchise, including Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, was not R-rated at all. They were all PG-13. And I could throw on that if I had my own kids or if my nephew was old enough to see it, I would take them to watch this movie because I did go there with my younger brothers and I will say it looks like they enjoyed the movie. So if I were to give this movie a rating on a not horror based rating, I would probably give it around a 7 for the fact that there was a lot of action in it at least, but there was also just a lot of storyline and very pointless storyline at that, but it's still good enough to gain a 7. Anyways, I'm sorry for this video being so mediocre and monotone, so I'll just throw in a funny picture for you guys because I know that's probably what you guys want to see. So yeah, here you go. I hope y'all enjoyed this video and I appreciate y'all for sticking around. If you want to subscribe, feel free. I don't mind if you don't. It's okay. Even if you want to just leave a like or a comment, I appreciate you so much for staying around to the end, and I'll see you guys in the next video.